Hello guys, so now what we are reviewing now is, you can see, it is Runick. Okay, so Runick currently is up to the tier 2 ladder, and more players playing Runics. Okay, so Runics practically is not a big brain deck. Okay, it depends on the situation and how you react with all the spell, traps, monsters. Okay, so comparing to like Virtual Wolves lah, Despia lah, Emancipator, all those is practically more of a big brain deck, and they will squeeze out your brain juice. But Runix is actually is a quite direct, simple, and it doesn't really need much of brain power to compute how to play this deck. So actually it is a very fun deck, and personally I feel that this is a it's a control deck which much more toxic than Eldritch. Okay. Okay, so that previously have been shouting that Eldritch is very toxic, but currently with this, I feel that this is much more toxic than Eldritch, and it is a control deck. Okay, so if you doesn't have any outs for Runics, you can just press the surrender button, because literally you cannot do anything, because the main objective for Runics is to deck up you. Okay, so they doesn't have any high attack, zero most likely, and what their purpose is to keep on banishing your deck until zero to deck out you, instead of depleting your HP. So this is what Runics are. So we can see that there is a lot of variety versions of Runics. Some is a mixture, you have the second engine, maybe some will mix with Despia, this kind of engines to make it much more competitive in case that you breaks. Okay, because that every deck breaks. Okay, there is no deck that is 100% confirm open hand with a very good open hand and you won't breaks. And yes, Runic breaks. Okay, so it depends on, if you breaks and you cannot overcome it, then there's the same answer for you. You just surrender, or you just lose the game. Okay, because that you, okay, so that practically that for the best, Runic keep it at 40, so that you can get as much Runic spell as possible. Okay, so practically that, now let's see what I put. People are playing Lava Golem, some is playing with the Runick, and some are playing with Ash Blossom, some are playing with Ghost Bell or anything. There's a lot of variety. So what I choose is over the Lava Golem. Okay, so because of Lava Golem, it's a special summon. Later I explain to you why. Okay, it just take out 2 of your monster, tribute to all the monster, and special summon at opponent's board. Just keep it in your mind first. Okay, so terraforming is to search for your Runic Fountain. Okay, so basically that Runic's deck is resolved within Runic's Fountain. Runic's Fountain is a core card, and you need Runic's Fountain to proceed all your combos. Without Runic's Fountain, you're dead. So the weakness for Runic's is that you will need to get rid of the fountain as fast as possible. Okay, so that they might have a few things, they have few ways of getting back the Runics and prevent the Runics from getting out. But if you're facing a Runic decks, the main thing is not to banish their spell or the traps or anything. The main thing, the main objective you need to do is to get rid of the fountain, because the fountain is to recycle the spell that they use inside the graveyard, and then get back to the deck and draw whatever amount. Okay, so 3, they can recycle back 3 to the deck and draw 3, and so hoping that the draw 3 will get another Runic card for them to combo. So if he has another Runic Fountain, they can just activate another Runic Fountain and they can run another round. So in one turn they can draw 6 eventually. Okay, so that's why that Runic's Fountain is the main core cards engine, and you will need to think as hard as possible to get rid of the Runic's Fountain, no matter what's the cost. If you cannot get rid of the Runic Fountain, then you know what's going to happen. They can destroy you, negate you, destroy, negates, and a lot of stuff. Okay, so let's continue. See, terraforming is a searcher for the runic fountains. Okay, and then pot of duality, same important. There are people are playing with pot of desire, pot of prosperity, or something like that. So in my personal, my own preferences, I more go to pot of duality, because at pot of desire, all those, right, they will banish your card. Then I'm not so liking it. Okay, one is banish your deck, another is banish your extra deck. So I don't really feel that it is worth. So for me, my own preferences, I more towards pot of duality, excavate 3, then take one of the cards you need. Okay, so that's the best. Okay, so Runick's Mountain, yes, this is core card, unit 3, no less. 3 is a must in this deck. Okay, so Dimensional Fissure is a replacement of Ash Blossoms or other cards, because that Dimensional Fissure is to banish whatever monster get inside the graveyard. So basically that you can negate a lot of stuff like Ash Blossoms, Maxi, everything. And Maxi towards this deck is useless, okay? Because they don't special summon. Yes, maybe one, that's all. Okay, so Dimensional Fissure is a plus, and I feel that it's quite good in the current one, because you can banish whatever monster. Okay, so you can negate a lot of stuff. So okay, so Call by the Grave is the same thing to negate Ash Blossoms and all those. So basically these two is to help you to prevent Ash Blossom. Okay, because that you keep on draw, right? So Ash Blossom is the counter for this deck. So you need whatever thing to ensure that Ash Blossom doesn't stop you. Okay, so Runick Steep is another searcher, and this for you to search for another card, search for the Runick Fountain or whatever Runick cards you need. So basically, if you doesn't have a Runick Fountain, then you will use your Runick Steep to search for the Runick Fountain. Okay, and depends that if you have Runick Steep, basically you won't, most likely you won't be activating the second effects. Okay, the second effect is only for you if you doesn't have Runick Steep or the Fountain, or unless you really necessarily to protect all your spell. So you use this to summon the Hugin. As you see here, if the other cards you control will be destroyed by card effect, you can banish this and prevent it from being destroyed. Okay, you can banish it, control instead. So yes, this is a protection. It's a protection for all the spell, the trap cards. So in case that you need this, okay, so that basically the Runick Steep is for, it's a searcher. Okay, so like Flashing Fire, okay, target one special summon. This is where it comes in. Sacrifice, tribute 2 of the monster, right? It's a special summon, then Lava Golem towards the opponent's field. Then you just use a Flashing Fire, destroy it, target, destroy it, banish 2. Okay, so this practically is the function of it. This is target the spell, traps, destroy, escalate 4. Then this one is to negate the opponent's monster effect, then banish 3. So this slumber is quite good because this is to target your monster in case that you get overwhelmed by opponents. So this will prevent your monster from being destroyed by effects or battle. Okay, so Runick Slumber 3, yes. So basically they're all here. 3 is a must. Okay, so Smithing Storm is depends. You can play 3, you can play 2, because this one is depends on the more card they set the opponent's field, the more you can banish. So if they set 10, maybe 12, 13 max, then you can just banish 13 cards. So this is practically is optional, but yes, you should put it. But how many? 2, I guess it should be enough to prevent from break. Then the Golden Droplet, yes, is to let opponent draw 1 and banish 4. So the Golden Droplet, I don't feel that you really need to play a lot. Maybe just 2 or 1 is enough. Here, this is 1. Okay, so Runick Dispelling is that just 1, because that this card doesn't really help anything. because it's just that if opponents add one cards, then you just vanish, discard random one hand, and then 2 card vanish. Okay, so the most important stuff, if you don't have the fountain, and you don't have the runick skip, or you only have all others the runick card, right? So basically that is where the second effects come in. You will activate the second effect, summon the Hugin. Okay, then the Hugin, discard one card and search for a runick field spell. So you will search for the runick fountain. This is where your searcher comes in. So basically that all these runick spell card is a searcher. Okay, just that is more direct or indirectly go for Hugin. Hugin go for the field spell. Okay, just that. Okay, and Hugin is very good and you need 3 at least, because that it is a searcher and it is a protection. Like I says that it can protect, because that if opponents are using twin twisters, happy feather duster, all those, right, and you just directly summon it down, then all your cards will be protected, won't be destroyed. So this is a very important card. And Mugen is literally is to just that. If discard special, discard one, get 1 card, and your opponent activates that will target to control or set. When your opponents target a card or effect that targets a runick card you control or set, quick effect, banish the card, negates the activations. So this is to protect your card as well, but negates the activation. So Munin, I feel that 2 should be enough. 3 I don't really think is needed. So the elder entity is just put there. So basically that the most important thing that you summon most is this. Then Gary. So Gary is a very good thing, because that if it gets destroyed, it won't be destroyed by card effect, so protections. Okay, so if this extra monster, if this card is special summon by extra deck, you can target 1 quick play runic spell in the graveyard, add it to the hand. So basically that you can add a few of the runic card to the hand. Yes, it's for you to recycle from the graveyard, and then if this card get destroyed by battle, you can destroy 1 card on the field. So it depends on what you're going to put as defense. So basically it's either Munin, because Munin you can by the end phase recover 1k HP, and the Gary will serve as a protections defense positions, just that even though it's only 1k defense. So okay, so the rest of it is totally depends on the situation, that whether you want to use it or not. But basically that the core things that you will use most, 99%, is Hugin, Munin, and Jerry. These 3, nothing else. Okay, so there is where the toxic come in. You have the rivalry of Warlord, you have the skill drain, you have the Gozen match, and you have the there can only be 1. Practically, if you set rivalry, you set Gozen, you set there can only be 1, means that opponent only can play 1 cards. So they can just surrender if they don't have anything to destroy. Okay, so that is where the toxics came in. Runick itself is not so toxic, but the trap cards that can slot in is toxic to make this deck more toxic. Okay, so you know lah, skill drain 1k, then negates the whole field, everything. So all this kind that is where the toxics came in. Okay, so basically that this is Runick's, nothing else, easy, direct, whatever. So it's more on counter reacting, because that you will react on what your opponents do, then you only activate something to counter it. Okay, so you basically won't be you'll be the one that depending on what opponents activate, you only activates. Okay, so if you won't do all your combos at the first turn, you basically do set, then you wait your opponents, what your opponents using, activating, so you only activates the relevant cards to stop the combo. That's all. So it's not a big brain deck, quite easy, simple. And now let us see how it goes again, the tier 1 Despia. Let's go. So now what the Xiao Xian? Okay, what card we play? Okay, what? Branded Fusions. Okay. Okay, so probably still can win with this. So let's just see how's the odds of winning Branded Fusions, Branded deck. I've been long time. For a few hours already, I didn't see any Branded. Okay, so we will go for the Luminon. Okay, so after the Luminon, it will discard one card and to summon the Mirror Jades. Okay, so they are playing what variation? Spread out plan. Okay, so the tragedy will get the L Libitums. If he doesn't have L Libitums, let's see. Yes, I think he has L Libitum, so he's going for the Aluber. Okay. So this out and it goes for the Mirror Jades. Okay. After the Mirror Jades, it doesn't have any monster on the field currently. So okay, so he's summoning down the Aluber, and the Aluber will get one branded cards. So let's see, branded fusions or whatever branded. Set one. Activating a Pendulum Predator. So high chance that this should not be the branded in red. It should be other cards. Most probably, it should be other cards. Okay, and let's see. During main phase, you can fusion one dark monster per extra die using the monster on hand on the field. Using okay, so let's see what he's going for. Okay, so he's going for the Chimera Predator and Chimera. Okay, you can target one field, then you declare you can activate. Okay, and face. Okay. Draw. Skill drain. Yes, I getting light of this thing. Okay, so let's see what's the effect. Okay, no. So yes, I go for the terraforming. Let's see if there is any interruptions or not. No. So I getting the Runick Fountain. Okay. So I activating the Runick Fountain. Let's see if there is any interruptions. You can send one fusion, banish one monster. Okay, there is nothing. Effects. What's the effect again? You can send one fusion for about banish one monster. This, then banish one monster on the field. Okay, so there should be nothing impact on me. Okay, so you need to banish one card on the field. So he's banishing the Chimera itself. So sayonara. Okay, bye bye. Whatever. So I getting my Runick Step. So I getting one card to the hand. So if he doesn't have Ash, so it tanks, and now I most likely will getting the Disruption. It's much more better. Banish. No, not yet. So yes, I activating the Runick of Disruptions. Set one trap, destroy this one. Let's see. Let's see. What will it be? Okay, he's going for the branded in red. Okay, can? Yes. Good. Whew, not yet. Let's see what will it be. Okay, so he's getting the tragedy back for the first effect. Then he will fusions. Maybe the Chimera. No, he's okay. He's going for the Predator. Okay, so destroy everything. Not yet. Okay, so that what Predator? Okay, so never mind. There's no need yet. Okay, so he's getting the L Libitum. Okay, so I by activating this, so I target it and negate with fair, banish 3, activating my Runick fountain. 1, 2, 3. No. 1, 2, 3. Never mind, whatever. So recycling. Get back 3 cards. So special summon. I activating the flashing fire. So sayonara, bye. Okay. So this is out. Set 2, set 3, set 4, and done. Okay. Okay, end of this one can set 1 card directly onto the field. So yes, he's going for the branded fusions. Okay, good. Okay, so send. Okay, good. So far, so good. It should be okay now. So he's going for this. So activating, there can only be 1. Activating the Gozen match. Activating the skill drains. Activating the Runick dispelling. Chain 5. Resolve. Okay, so I'll be summoning down my Gary. Nothing. Branded fusion. Just in case that something's happened, I still have my Gary defense. Okay, so skill drain literally negates everything. So this one, you can only control 1's attributes, and it only can go for the Albion. Okay. How many I has? Okay. Okay, no. Activating the fountain. 1, 2. Thank you, fountain. Yeah, yes. I having the flash fire back. Negates. Come on. Okay, not yet. I try not to disrupt anything because that I still need to take out the branded. And now have this. Let's see what he can do now. Because Gozen match, every player can only control 1 attribute. Okay, so the rest all sent to the graveyards. Okay, and this one only control 1 types. If I control 2, 1 must be sent to the graveyard. So it has 1 dragons and dark. So he cannot have second. Now 1, 2, 3, 4. Banish. Okay, so he's going for the Chimera. And no effects. Okay, so he's activating the L Libitum. So he's going to summon down another fusion. And the Chimera should not allow. The destroy. Negates. No. Nothing for you. And the L Libitum will resummon back once summoned, but the problem is that can it be? So he will need to do something. Okay, so Dark Beast Rim. So it banished 1. It banished the Albion. Negates. Now Battle. Okay, so now I activating this. target, so it won't be destroyed. Banish, banish, banish. Fuck. I'm safe. No again. Okay. So activate this and by destroying this. Fuck. So sayonara. Win. Thank you. Arigato. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.